Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. I haven't been on here for a while because I don't know, I feel like I didn't have anything to say. I don't typically post without spirit telling me that I need to post, right? That's how this is. It's not like one of those channels where they just post because they want to be frequently posting. I'm not one of those channels. I'm waiting for spirit to tell me something, but this spirit did not tell me to do. I kind of just went about it myself because I was inspired by another story that I heard about a woman who was approached by Satan himself, and I was inspired to hear her story. So I was like, let me share my stories. So obviously, if you're working with God and the kingdom of heaven, you're going to encounter Satan. That's just how it is. If you're going to work for Jehovah, you're going to encounter Satan, right? That's just how it is, okay? So this story, my story of the 4 times that I was approached by Satan is interesting. I may get some of the timelines off a little bit, at least one of them. Yeah, at least one of them, because I'm not too sure how closely these were entwined. But let's get to the first one. The first interaction with Satan was actually, it's interesting because that was the first voice I heard from the spiritual world. It wasn't God, it was Satan first. And that was to sell my soul to him, right? So, okay. So, sorry, I was listening to something. Sorry if the AC is going. Sorry, it's hot. So, my story starts in September of, is it September? What's September? Maybe, I guess August. I would say August of 2018, right at the tail end of August of 2018. I was listening to my then partner, children's father. I was listening to him brag about how much money he had in the bank, right? And that's how the story went. And in my head I heard, there's not enough, there'll never be enough. And I panicked. And the type of person I am is, if there's an issue, I'll fix it. So I immediately started a business, and that business did really well. But right after I heard that voice, I didn't know what it was, because this was my first interaction with the spiritual world. This was it. It was like the voice said to me, and I'm just sitting there listening as I'm listening to my children's father brag about how much money he had in the bank. And I'm sitting there listening at this kitchen table, and I'm hearing, while he's talking, I'm hearing, there's not enough and there'll never be enough. So I went, and like I said, I started a business. When you start a business, you have to apply for certain licenses. So I went and did that. And as I was at the place applying for the license, the guy who was up there to approve these applications to apply for the license that I was needing, he was denying everybody. Like, everybody was getting denied. Like, you needed certain paperwork, you need your ID, you need this, you need that. So it was our turn, and I was just like looking at my kid's father like, oh, this is gonna be stupid. We're not, this guy's just a mess. He's not nice. Like, so that's what I was saying to him. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Because I knew it was going to be a problem. Because I didn't know what to have. I didn't know what I was supposed to have. So I knew we wasn't going to get approved. So we get up there, and the guy takes our paperwork, and he's just standing. He just standing there. And okay, so he takes my paperwork. I wanted to say something, but I'm not going to. He takes the paperwork. He looks at it. He does this thing where I don't know what he did, but he stamped it, and he pushed it back to us and said, if you need anything, call me. And he gave us a card. But what I noticed on his, was it left hand, when he pushed that paper towards me on his ring finger, he had the eye. It was a triangular ring with an eye. I guess like the Illuminati ring. He pushed it to me. He pushed the little paper to me. He was like, if you need anything, call me. And I'm going to say something that was really, really weird. It's strange, but let me just explain. Okay, this is my feeling. My feeling when I walked out of there, as I'm walking out, my feeling was, oh my gosh, if I needed to, I have an option here. It's okay, because even if there's not enough, I have an option. That's in my head. I don't know if it was in my head, but that's what I was feeling through me. That's the energy that I felt through me. And I remember walking through, because we went to the Dollar Tree because it was a new city that we had to go into, a new town. And it was a new town. And I was just like, I had to do some shopping. So we found this Dollar Tree, and I love the Dollar Trees. I still love the Dollar Trees. I don't think I'm ever not going to like the Dollar Trees. So we go visit, every time we go into a new town, we visit the Dollar Tree. So I did the Dollar Tree, and I was sitting there like just vibing, like, yes, there's an option. We're saved. There's not a problem here. So as time went on, it was only a couple of days, like maybe a day or two later, I was sitting in the kitchen, and I'm still in my feed on my phone and, well, on my TV was YouTube. I watched YouTube on my TV back then. And I was getting all these videos about these celebrities who were selling their souls. And I was just like, huh? And I was just like, we was really into it. Like, I had my kids watch. I was like, look at this. This is crazy. That is insane. So, and my TV is not connected to any of my other channels on YouTube. My TV is just, it's on, and it's not connected to any of my feeds. So when I pulled on my phone, it should have never been on my feed on my phone, because it wouldn't, it's not like it's just transferred, because you're watching on the same account. I wasn't watching on any account. So when I pulled it up on my phone and it was on one of those videos, I was like, that's interesting. I didn't think about it till later, but I was like, that's interesting. So I'm scrolling through my phone, and I'm watching these videos. I watched another video of someone, I'm not going to say the celebrity's name, but someone who sold their soul. And it's been a proven fact, that person sold their soul. But anyway, I'm watching this video, and I scroll through the comments, and I see this comment that says, wait, let me back up, because that's the ending. I want to back up. At one point, after I had watched the video, I was sitting there at the kitchen table again, same spot, because that was my spot. And I was sitting there, and I'm thinking, man, if my soul ain't worth nothing, why do you want it? Right? This is me just talking in my head. Why do you want it? And how can I give you something that's not even mine? Right? That's what I was saying to myself. Well, how can I give you something that's not even mine? I don't own this soul. It's not mine. It belongs to God. And that's what I was thinking. At this point, I didn't really have a religion, because my parents were Jehovah's Witnesses, and they were on and off. So I didn't really have a religion. I wasn't religious. So anyway, back to the point where I'm sitting and scrolling through my phone. I see this comment, and this comment triggered me. And it said, most people will do this while others will starve. Basically, did I whistle again? I whistled in my last video. Most people do this while others will starve. And I was like, well, I guess I'll starve then. And I was so angry. And then I was like, I put the phone down, and I got up, and I was going to go take a shower, and I went to my crappy bathroom, because we live in a crappy apartment. I went into the bathroom, and I was in the shower, and I was just like crying out to God, like, how dare you send us down here with nothing? And I was like, where are you? Just like crying out to God in the shower. It's the best place to cry, because, the water's streaming, you could just cry. And that day I found, the next day I found Law of Attraction. And that's what drew me in, right? That's what drew me in. I'm not so stuck on Law of Attraction anymore. I'm deeper than that. I go deeper. I went deeper, so that's why I'm deeper. But because I like to explore things, I'm interested in everything. So I just kept going. But that was the first time he ever spoke to me, and the words were, "There's not enough, and there'll never be enough." That was number one. Number two, the second time, I had manifested us out of that crappy apartment right into the next apartment. It was a good apartment, still crappy, but that's a good apartment. That's the last apartment you guys see me in, or if you're on my vlog channel, then you see me in. So this is the time I'm a little wonky about. It's either before my daughter was born in 2020 or in 2021. But I'm going to say, for the sake of this, 2020, before she was even born. Yes, I'm going to say that. Okay? Sorry if you hear my son in the background, because he's still going, even though we told him a million times hush. So, 2020, this is the second time I heard him try to speak to me. I had a dream, and in the dream, I was in what looked like the underworld, and there was a car there, and I was walking towards the car, and I looked inside the car, and then this thing came up behind me. It was like, scared the crap out of me. It was like this little monster thing that came up behind me, scared the crap out of me. I was like, ah. And then the next scene was a rope being dropped down from above. I don't know where it came from, but it was above. And I heard the words, "Great, now we can speak." And I woke up. I was like, okay, that was weird. The next night, I kid you not. I'm sitting in my room, I'm getting ready for bed, and I hear this voice say, I'm going to say this, Jesus, I'm sorry. I hear this voice say, Jesus Christ. And I was like, oh, excuse me, because at this point I'm into the spiritual world, but I know I'm not like deep in. I don't know really what's going on, because remember, I just started in 2018, so 2019 was just me manifesting, in my la-di-da world. But then I heard this voice say, Jesus Christ, and I was like, sorry, Jesus, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's blasphemy. We don't say that. But I was like, nope. Don't even, I don't want to hear that. This is me in my head. I don't want to hear that. This is Jehovah's vessel. We do not talk like that. We do not say that. And this is me talking in my head, because I'm hearing this voice in my head, and it's like, what the heck is this? I didn't know what I was talking to. And then I heard the voice say, is that right? And I was like, because I'm thinking I'm reprimanding myself here. I'm actually thinking, hold on, I'm going to adjust because my leg's killing me. Gosh, I hope that didn't mess up anything. And I'm thinking I'm reprimanding myself here. Like, why is this coming up? I don't know anything about this at this time. So then, and after that, I was just like, oh, that's not normal. Because I heard, is that right? And I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. So after that, then the spiritual warfare dreams began. And I realized, oh, this is not good. I don't know what's up with these dreams, blah, blah, blah. So after that was the second time I heard Satan tried to contact me. He wanted to be in contact with me. The third time is when I finally left that apartment. It was in November of 2022. I left that apartment because Jehovah told me to go out into the wilderness and do your training and learning out there. Take me away from everything, everybody. I was just out there in the wilderness. So I'm living in my car at this time. And I remember waking up in the morning, and I would always do my meditations. I would do my prayers. I would do my gratitude. I would just be in the presence of God, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm just in such deep love for the Lord, for Jehovah. And I hear this voice say, look where you're sitting. And I was like, and a voice from within me I wasn't speaking. I wasn't speaking. My lips weren't moving. My brain wasn't going, because I didn't know what was going on. I heard this voice from within me say, I will sit until he tells me to move. And I'm just sitting there like, ooh, what's going on? What's going on? Because I'm hearing this voice, and it's like, look what you're sitting. And then something out of me said, I will sit until he tells me to move. And that voice had an attitude, and I never heard that. I've never heard it again. I realized now that was another attempt of Satan trying to get to me. So that was 3. Last attempt, 2023, right? I'm sitting in a dugout in the park, and it's nighttime. Because remember, I'm in the wilderness. He's got me out there and moving and traveling and going from place to place. He's got me doing, okay? I'm just running around in circles. If he says go to the left, I go to the left. He says go to the right, I go to the right. He tells me to go sit by the trash can, I sit by the trash can. He's just got me moving, right? He's got me training. He's got me out there doing things, right? So, no, I want to say, oh gosh, I want to say it was around October or November of 2023, because right after that, we left the wilderness, right? We left the wilderness in December of 2023. Yes, we did. Okay, so I'm sitting in my chair, and I'm by myself. Well, I'm not by myself. I'm sitting, but the family's all around, and I'm sitting in the chair, and I hear this voice just out of nowhere say, I can get you out of here. And I was like, nope, we're not having that conversation. And I never heard it again. And that was that was the 4th time I've heard Satan try to approach me. I've never entertained. We don't talk to him. I say this all the time. My kind doesn't speak to your kind. I don't even have a conversation. I will not. I'm not reciting any scriptures. I'm not doing that. For number one, I don't read the Bible. There's a reason for that. Jehovah does not want me reading the Bible. The only thing he ever had me read, and I did do a little bit of myself, but then he kicked me out of that too. But the only thing the first thing he pushed me to when I was out there in the wilderness was the book of Enoch. That's the only thing he allowed me to read. And then I did dive a little bit because I pulled this thing up on my phone and it was like stories of biblical stories, and I freaking fell in love with it. And then I felt him say, no, go back to spirituality. No. If you don't know, I am not Christian, I'm spiritual. That's the way he wants me. That's what I'm gonna do. He don't want me to read the Bible. One day I'll tell you the dream of that. But that was the 4 times that Satan tried to interact with me, and it's been forged off ever since. I'm not going to say, get thee behind me, Satan. I'm not going to say that. I say it as a joke. Because I'm not having a conversation with him. There's no reason for me to speak to that entity. There's no reason to speak to that, because my kind doesn't mix with that. I am a chosen one. He don't like my kind. Why would I try to make a deal with him? It ain't gonna work out. No, not doing it. So that's it. Those are the 4 times. I thought I'd share my story because I don't know if anybody's had multiple interactions with him. I've heard one celebrity say, I think it was DMX, that said he had Satan had approached him 3 times. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, oh my gosh, I believe him. I believe him because, I believe him. Anyway, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button. I don't know when I'll be back. If I have something to say, I'll come back. I'm not just going to post because I need content. I'm not going to do that. That's it. I'll see you next one. Bye.